Welcome everyone, it is time for chapter 2 of our AI generated D&D story. Chapter 2? Are we doing this by chapters? Episodes? Parts? I don't know. So we finished last chapter, by helping out a random town with a goblin attack on the way to Hallowdale. In Hallowdale, there are rumours of strange sightings, villagers disappearing. What else? So we got missing livestock, disappearances from the village, reported strange lights in the sky. It's very important that we remember the little details, because the more we mention the little details, the more the AI will remember the little details. Okay. The gang... Oh, one more thing. First of all, the gang is Kolo, Thane, Durin, Arin, Erevan and Glim. A halfling, an elven wizard, a human rogue, a tiefling rogue, half-elf fighter, me, and Durin, the dwarven cleric. In the last episode, we attacked some goblins, and young Kolo killed 2 of them with his bow. We've got 18 arrows left. Not 118. 18 arrows left. Because there's going to be a part in the story that I want to pretend that he's run out of arrows for his bow. Alright. Let's start the next chapter. As they make their way towards Hallowdale, a group encounters several obstacles. Tough terrain, bad weather, and even small hostile creatures. However, they manage to overcome them with their combined skills and teamwork. After several days of travel, they finally arrive on the outskirts of Hallowdale, a small town surrounded by dense forest and rolling hills. As they enter the town, they notice that the atmosphere is tense, and the people seem to be on edge. Kolo approaches the local resident and says, "Excuse me, can you tell us what's been going on here? We've heard some strange sightings in the area." The resident looks at Kolo with suspicion, and eventually relents and says, "There have been reports of mysterious creatures lurking in the forest, attacking our livestock and even some people. Some say they are monsters, others say they are cursed beings or demons." Kolo nods. "Thank you for the information. We're here to investigate and help in any way we can." The residents look at Kolo with surprise. "Really? You're not from round here, are you?" Kolo smiles. "No, we're just passing through, but we have some experience dealing with these kind of situations." The resident nods. "Well, I wish you good luck. We could use all the help we can get." And with that, the group begins their investigation, starting with interviewing witnesses and gathering information about the sightings. Kolo turns to the group. "The locals seem to think there are strange creatures, maybe even demons in the forest. Do you think that's true?" Thane speaks up. "It's not uncommon for stories to be exaggerated, but we shouldn't underestimate any potential danger. We should stay alert and be prepared for anything." Arin nods in agreement. "I agree. It's better to be cautious than be caught off guard." Very wise. Kolo nods. "Well, for now, I think it's best we split up and ask around. Thane and Arin go and ask around the farms. Erevan and Durin check out the marketplace. Glim, come with me and we'll ask around the local tavern. We'll all meet back here with whatever we find." The group splits up as planned and begins to ask around. Thane and Arin speak to the farmers, who all seem on edge, sharing stories of strange noises in the night and missing livestock. Erevan and Durin, on the other hand, find a few merchants who also have heard similar rumours and are worried about the safety of their goods while travelling through the forest. Glim and Kolo head to the tavern, where they overhear a group of locals discussing sightings of strange creatures in the woods and the recent disappearance of a few travellers. After a few hours, the group reconvenes at the meeting point to share their findings. "It seems like there might be some truth to the rumours," Thane says. "Several farmers have reported strange noises and missing livestock, and one even claimed to have seen a creature in the night." Erevan adds, "The merchants are also worried about their goods being stolen. They mention they have seen footprints around their campsite." Kolo nods. "And at the tavern, we heard locals discussing sightings of strange creatures in the woods and the disappearance of a few travellers." Durin speaks up. "It sounds like we need to investigate further. Maybe we can find some clues in the forest." The group agrees and they set off towards the forest, ready to uncover the mystery of Hallowdale. Well, this is a fun little quest, isn't it? Okay. The group heads to the outskirts of the forest and are immediately met with a strong sense of unease, an unnatural silence among the trees. No birdsong or other wildlife around. "Strange," Kolo says, looking up to the trees. "It's almost as if the forest is under some spell. I don't like it. Erevan, could you try to detect any magic here?" Erevan nods and focuses his Wait, hold on. Erevan is a female. That's okay. That's okay. Erevan nods and focuses her senses on the area, closing her eyes and breathing deeply. After a few moments, she opens her eyes again and shakes her head. I sense no magical presence here, she says, but that doesn't necessarily mean there isn't any magic at work. It could be hidden or masked in some way. Kolo nods. Well, whatever is going on in here, I think it would be best if we entered undetected. Perhaps we should split up? The group nods in agreement and splits up, each taking a different path through the forest. Thono, Thane, and Glim stick together. So it's Tholo, Kane, and Glim. It's Kolo, Thane, and Glim, and Arin, Erevan, and Durin. Kolo, Thane, and Glim stick together, moving cautiously through the trees, keeping a lookout for any signs of danger. Erevan and Arin move off in another direction, while Durin takes a different path altogether. As they move deeper into the forest, the sense of unease grows stronger. The trees seem to close in around them, casting long shadows on the forest floor. Kolo's hand hovers near his short bow, ready to draw it at a moment's notice. Oh, okay, we got some action. Suddenly, there's a rustling in the bushes ahead. Kolo raises his hand, signaling for the group to stop. Thane unsheathes his sword. Should be a dagger. Ready for a fight. Glim readies his crossbow, and Kolo knocks an arrow to his short bow. But as the rustling grows closer, they see it's just Erevan and Arin, returning from their reconnaissance mission. Anything to report, Kolo asks. Erevan nods. There's definitely something strange going on in the forest. We found signs of recent magical activity, but we couldn't pinpoint the source. It seems to be coming from deeper in the forest. Arin adds, we also talked to some of the locals. They said they've reported seeing strange shadowy figures moving through the trees at night. They say it's been happening for weeks now. Kolo nods thoughtfully. We should continue deeper into the forest, but we need to be even more cautious now. Keep your weapons at the ready and stay together. We don't know what we're dealing with here. So before continuing through the forest, Kolo asks, has anyone seen Durin? Before anyone can respond, they are cut off by a loud, otherworldly roar. Shivers run down everyone's spine. Whatever made the noise sounded terrifying. Kolo turns to Glim and says, Glim, can you use your bardic abilities to distract whatever is making that noise and draw it away from us? Thane and Arin, you two stay close to me. We need to stay together in case something attacks us. Glim nods and starts to play a tune on his lute. The music filling the air is echoing through the trees. Suddenly the roar stops and a rustling can be heard in the distance. Glim continues to play. His music is drawing whatever made the noise away from the group. Kolo turns to Thane and Arin. Alright, let's move quickly and quietly. We need to find Durin and figure out what's going on in this forest. The group continues through the forest, carefully watching their surroundings and any sign of danger. The group move quickly deeper into the forest, and eventually come across a clearing. At the centre of the clearing they see Durin lying down, unconscious or dead. It is hard to tell from this far away. The group run even faster than before to make it over to him. As they approach his body, they are relieved to see that he's not dead. Kolo places a hand on Durin's to help him up, but is interrupted by Durin's loud screech of pain. He's hurt, bad, Kolo says, but before the group can decide what to do, I wrote this and I'm having trouble. Durin speaks. It's the trap. Run. But before anyone can react, they are surrounded. A large group of demonic creatures jump from the trees and emerge from the shadows of the forest until a horde surrounds the group. Everyone draws their weapons, looking outnumbered and outmatched. Kolo feels a sense of that's supposed to be dread. Hopeless. Okay, sure. Hopelessness and dread, what that was supposed to say. There are too many of them. What are we going to do? He whispers amongst his friends. One of the demonic beings steps forward and speaks in abyssal tongue. Only Thane in the group can understand it, but not clearly, as Thane isn't fluent in abyssal. But he knows. He knows. It's a trap. Kolo turns to the group and says, they're threatening us. We need to act quickly and decisively. Kolo nods in agreement and says, okay, let's fight. Stay together and cover each other's backs. We can do this. The group takes a deep breath and readies themselves for the battle ahead. Okay. Kolo charges to strike the talking demon, but is quickly struck by the side by a flanking enemy. Thane runs to his aid with his daggers drawn, but more demonic creatures have stepped ahead to block the clear route to Kolo. Erevan sends a bolt of magic to push away the demons approaching from the other side. Glim fires his crossbow and successfully takes out a few before a demon snatches the crossbow from his hands as he tries to reload. Another demon jumps from one of the trees above as Thane is preoccupied. Arin spots the danger and shoots them out of the sky before it can land. Thane looks at the demonic body, then over to Arin, nodding briefly in thanks. Durin brandishes his mace and swings wildly to try and create some distance between the demonic horde and his friends. As the battle goes on, it looks more and more hopeless. Suddenly, A beam of light shoots down from the sky, illuminating the entire clearing. The demonic creatures shriek and recoil in pain, covering their eyes. The light intensifies, and when it fades away, a figure stands in its place. It's a tall, robed figure with a staff in their hand. They step forward, and their voice booms out. "Begone, foul creatures! This forest is under my protection." The demons flee in terror, disappearing back into the shadows of the forest. The figure turns to face the group, and Koa recognizes them as a powerful wizard, rumored to be one of the most powerful in the realm. The wizard approaches the group and speaks. "You are lucky I was passing by. Those demons are not of this world, and their presence here is concerning. What brings you to this cursed forest?" Kola quickly explains the situation, and the wizard nods in understanding. "I have heard of the strange occurrences in Hallowdale. I believe there is a powerful demon at work here, and we must stop it before it can cause any more harm." The group agrees to join their forces with the wizard, and together they set off deeper into the forest, prepared to face whatever lies ahead. I can't believe it. For those that are unaware, at the start of this chapter, I wanted to introduce a female elven wizard called Seraphina. I wasn't sure when to introduce them to the story. All I know is the person who wanted Seraphina as their own character that spoke to me about this wanted Seraphina to save the group from danger. And that's how she was going to be introduced into the story. And as I'm about to do it myself, the AI bot does it for me. That is crazy. That is crazy. Thane notices that Kola recognizes the wizard. "Who is that?" Thane asks. Kola replies, "That is Thalasus Ragnar, a very powerful wizard. He works directly under the king, so I don't know why he's this far away from the capital. But one thing's for certain. We wouldn't have made it out alive if it wasn't for him." Thane nods in understanding. "We owe him a great debt then. Do you think he can help us with our mission to investigate the strange occurrences in Hallowdale?" Kola looks hesitant. "I don't know. Thalasus Ragnar is a powerful wizard, but he's also a busy man. It might be difficult to persuade him to leave his duties to help us with our investigation." Thane considers this for a moment before speaking again. "Well, we won't know until we try. Let's go speak to him and see if he'll lend us his aid." Kola approaches Thalasus, but is immediately met with his hand as Thalasus speaks. Yes, of course I will help you with the demon problem. That's why I'm here. But just wait a moment. Someone is coming." Thane and Kola look at one another in confusion, but before too long, a young-hooded elven woman emerges from the trees. "Thalasus, there you are," and says, "Thalasus, there you are. I had almost lost you until I saw that beam of light. Who are these people?" Thalasus turns to the hooded elf and replies, "They were investigating the forest too. It turns out my suspicions were correct. It would appear that there is a powerful demon somewhere deep in this forest." Thalasus then turns to the others. "This is Seraphina Nightshade, my apprentice." Seraphina removes her hood and gives a polite nod to the group. "Nice to meet you all," she says. Thane speaks up. "So what's the plan now? How do we find this demon?" Thalasus takes a deep breath and responds, "Well, it won't be easy, but we have some powerful magic at our disposal. Seraphina and I will perform a ritual to try and locate the demon's whereabouts. But we'll need you to help protect us during the process. Are you up for it?" Kola nods. "Of course, we'll do whatever it takes." The group then sets deeper into the forest, preparing for what could be their toughest battle yet. We need to talk about Durin. As Seraphina and Thalasus begin preparing to perform the ritual to locate the demon, Durin falls to one knee. The group looks in shock to see Durin's face is as pale as snow. "It would appear I have been poisoned," he says with a wry smile, almost chuckling to himself. "Durin, you alright?" Everyone shouts as she rushes over to try and treat the wound. Durin looks down at the wound. "I fear there is no cure for this type of dark magic," he admits. "All my year as a cleric and I've never seen anything quite like it." Thane walks over to Durin and places a hand on his shoulder. "We won't give up on you, Durin," he says. "We'll find a way to save you, I promise." Durin nods weakly. "Thank you, my friend," he replies, "but I fear my time may be running short." The group looks on in despair as they watch Durin struggle to stay upright, his breathing becoming more and more laboured. Meanwhile, Thalasus and Seraphina complete the ritual, and a beam of light shoots up into the sky, illuminating the surrounding area. Suddenly they hear a loud roar coming from deep within the forest, and they know they have found the demon. Thalasus turns to the group. "We found it," he says, "but it won't be easy to defeat. This demon is incredibly powerful, and it has an army of minions at its disposal. We have no choice but to try." The group nods in agreement, knowing that this is their only chance to save the kingdom from the demon's wrath. Save the kingdom, you know. They steel themselves for the battle ahead, knowing it will be their toughest yet. But with Durin's condition worsening by the minute, they know they have no other choice but to fight with all their might. The group moves quickly towards the sound of the roar, unsure of what their plan will be once they find the demon. But with Durin's current health, they have no time to waste. As the group gets closer to the source of the roar, they begin to feel a sense of dread and fear wash over them. The forest becomes darker and the air heavier as they approach the demon's lair. Finally, they come into a clearing with a large cave opening at the centre. Smoke and fire pour out of the cave, and the group can hear the sound of something moving inside. Thane draws his daggers and steps forward, ready to face whatever danger lies ahead. Curlo takes a deep breath and readies his sword, while Glim takes out his lute, preparing to inspire his allies with a rousing battle tune. Seraphina and Thalasus begin to chant and perform the ritual to locate the demon's exact location. As the group enters the cave, they are immediately met with a wave of heat and smoke. The demons roar again, and they see it's a massive form in the distance. The demon eyes glow with an otherworldly red light, and its massive horns and sharp teeth glint in the firelight. The group charges forward, weapons at the ready. Durin stays back, but uses his magic... he is a cleric, to support his allies from afar. Thane dashes forward, dodging the demon's attacks and lightning fast movements. Curlo and Orin follow close behind, delivering powerful strikes with their swords and bows. Glim's inspiring music fills the air, bolstering his allies' courage and strength. Seraphina and Thalasus continue to chant, their magic weaving around the group and guiding them towards the demon's weak points. The battle is long and grueling, with the demon's strength and dark magic causing injuries and exhaustion among the group. But through their skill and determination, they manage to land blow after blow on the demon, weakening it until it finally falls on the ground, defeated. As the demon's form dissipates into smoke and ash, the group looks at each other, breathing heavily but victorious. Durin approaches the fallen demon and retrieves a small vial containing its poisonous blood, muttering to himself about the potential for further study. Alright, Durin, calm down. The group exits the cave, and as they step back into the daylight, they feel a sense of relief and accomplishment. They may have faced great danger and uncertainty, but together they overcame it, and that's something to be proud of. A moment of relief washes over the group, Thane and Curlo hugging and celebrating a battle well fought, Glim and Erevan high-fiving in cheer, Arin graciously thanking Seraphina and Thalasus for their help earlier, and their incredible talents within the cave, until a noise is heard. A harrowing, soul-destroying noise. A simple thud. Durin's body falls to the ground, lifeless. Now, is this AI going to think, oh, Talus and Seraphina are powerful magic users, let's bring him back? Or will they roll with it and let us have our first tragedy of the story? The group is stunned. Silence overtakes them as they stand around Durin's body, unable to process what has just happened. Curlo, with tears in his eyes, kneels down beside Durin's body and whispers a prayer, while Thane silently stands with his head bowed. Glim and Erevan hold each other, grief-stricken. Arin stands by, her hand on Seraphina's shoulder, who looks on in sadness. After a few moments, Thalasus breaks the silence. We should move. We don't know if there is any more demons lurking around, and we need to find out who is responsible for this. The group slowly rises, their expressions heavy with grief, but determined to find justice for Durin's death. Erevan refuses to move. I want to bury him. He deserves that much. As they make their way through the forest, the group remains sombre, mourning the loss of their friend Durin. Along the way, they come across a small clearing with a beautiful oak tree standing in the centre. Curlo suggests that they bury Durin here, under the shade of the tree, and it seems like a peaceful resting place. The group agrees and begins to dig a grave for Durin. As they work, they share stories and memories of Durin, laughing through their tears as they remember his humour and kind heart. After the grave is finished, they lower Durin's body into it and say their final goodbyes. Thane recites a prayer, and each member of the group places a small memento or token on Durin's chest before the grave is filled in. They stand in silence for a moment, paying their respects before continuing their journey back to Hallowdale. As they enter the town, the group is met with cheers and applause from the townsfolk, who have been anxiously waiting for their return. Curlo explains what happened in the forest and how they defeated the demon, and the people of Hallowdale are grateful. They offer their condolences for the loss of Durin and promise to honour his memory in the town. The group spends the night in Hallowdale, resting and recovering from their ordeal. In the morning, they decide to continue their journey, knowing that there is always another adventure waiting for them. As they set off, they take a moment to remember Durin and the sacrifice he made for the safety of others. The group are called together by Thalasus. I'm afraid this is where I must leave you all. I have urgent business that I must do. Curlo takes this moment to ask what was on his mind. The moment he first saw Thalasus. I was meaning to ask, what are you doing this far away from the capital? Talassus looks Kolo in the eye. Well, I think of myself as a good judge of character, so I will trust you. But what I tell you now, you must stay within this group. I fear if this news gets out, it may cause widespread panic. Kolo looks in confusion and intrigue. What is it? He asks. Talassus takes a moment to think of the right way to formulate his sentence before saying, King Joffrey has died. He passed away in his sleep a fortnight past. The group looked at Talassus in shock. In his sleep, was he ill? Erevan asks. We don't know yet. Only his closest family have been permitted near his body, but I suspect foul play. Thane speaks up. Foul play? Do you think someone killed the king? Talassus nods. It's a possibility. There have been rumours of unrest and dissent among certain noble houses, and with no clear successor, the throne is up for grabs. I have been sent by the Council of Wizards to investigate this matter and ensure that their rightful heir takes the throne. The group nods in understanding. I realise the gravity of this situation. Talassus then turns to them. I must take my leave now, but before I go, I want to offer my thanks to you all for your bravery and assistance. I will not forget it. And with that, Talassus turns and walks away, disappearing into the crowd. Not yet! Not yet! Serafina walks to follow Talassus, but he stops her. Serafina, I would like you to stay with Kolo and his friends for now. Serafina, shocked by this, speaks out. What? Why? I want to help you. Talassus smiles and places a hand on Serafina's shoulder. I know, child, but if this is foul play as I suspect, then I fear that no one with a close relationship with King Joffrey is safe. And that means me. I can't put you in that kind of danger. I want you to stay with this unsuspecting group when I have completed what I must do, I will find you. But until then, keep these people safe. I feel that they have a role to play in some of this before it's all over. Serafina, clenching her fist, nods. I understand, sir. Kolo looks on to the elves. Are you sure about this, Talassus? Talassus turns to Kolo and smiles. Yes, my friend, do not worry. She is more capable than she looks. The group makes their way into Hallowdale, trying to act as casual as possible, not wanting to raise any suspicion. They see the townsfolk going about their business as usual, but there is a sense of unease in the air. Kolo asks a passing merchant if there has been any news from the capital, to which the merchant responds with a shake of his head. Nothing out of the ordinary, just the usual business dealings. As they continue through the town, they come across a group of guards blocking off a street. Kolo approaches one of the guards and asks what's going on, to which the guard replies, There's been a break-in at the blacksmith shop. We're investigating it now. Kolo nods and the group continues their way, trying to keep a low profile. As they near the outskirts of the town, they see a figure approaching them from the distance. As the figure gets closer, they see it's a messenger on horseback. The messenger stops in front of the group and hands Kolo a letter saying, This is for you, sir. Kolo thanks the messenger and opens the letter. The letter reads, Meet me at the old ruins outside of town. Come alone. The letter is signed with a single initial, V. Kolo looks up at the group and tells them he has to go, but he'll be back soon. The group looks at him in confusion, but Kolo assures them that everything is okay and he'll explain later. You know what? This is where we're going to end chapter number 2. Interesting. I hope the AI understands that Talassus is now gone. Okay. Because I really do think, because of the D&D style theme, the AI will continuously go, here's a small quest to do, here's a small quest to do, here's a small quest to do. Here, it'll just keep on giving me little small things like goblin attacking a farm, bandits robbing caravans. And I think this is what this is as well. Even the demons in the forest. And I don't mind having a bunch of like little side quests throughout our story. But I'm interested to see Kolo has set out to meet the mysterious V. Talassus has gone, Durin has died. But we have heard news. King Joffrey is dead. So right now we're back under the whole do whatever we can to make money until the next big story event happens. Okay? Gang, thank you for watching. As always, I appreciate you. This has been episode 2 of our unnamed series. We'll catch you in the next one. Until then, take care of yourself.